For sure. They're two guys that need no
Erik
introduction.
Griffin, Matthew Espinosa.
There you go.
What's up? How's it going, y'all?
The first time I met Matthew was through an ex-girlfriend of his a million years ago, and she was like, "Oh, come over to my boyfriend's house. You know, he lives in this fat house around the corner from you. You should really meet him. He's an amazing actor." I go in there. The kid comes out. I'm like, he's fucking dating like a 12-year-old.
Yeah. Literally.
This is your boyfriend. And he's like, "Hey, dude, what's happening?" I'm like, looking around.
like,
this
what
house.
the fuck?
I'm like, what the fuck does this kid do?
Yeah.
You know?
You really reevaluate your life when you get around a kid like that.
Listen,
Yeah.
I think, but by the way, we should talk about that because I mean, I think I'm a little bit older than you, but we're definitely sharing some ground in the same generation. A lot of these motherfuckers make us reevaluate a lot of shit.
Dude.
Already, I'm feeling as a 24-year-old with the new kids coming up. I'm just like, okay, that's how they should. That's how
But you
they're
know
doing
what? But
it.
you want to transcend anyway, so
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah,
get into
so it
that
doesn't
because I've had some like serious conversations with you and the future, but you know, and your future and the way you see it. But it is kind of amazing that you were. And I mean, let's just talk about the social thing for like 2 seconds. You were on that kind of like first tier of people who got in on Vine. That was your thing, right?
Yeah.
So at the time you're getting into Vine, what else is popping? Is Snapchat popping?
Not yet.
Is Instagram? Like, where was Vine in this kind of social?
So Vine was such a new thing to the point where like there was no content like it. The only type of video content people were really digesting at that point was YouTube. And on that note, that's a long form aspect of, you know, of content. So Vine opened up this like squirrel like fast mentality of like video, then another video, then another video. Without Vine, there wouldn't be a TikTok, you know.
Right.
So
It
like
evolved, yeah.
it just evolved to this next thing.
So
That's
it was
when
like, what was it? Was like, what was it? 10 seconds, 30 seconds,
Six.
a woman.
6. Oh, yeah,
you
it
had
was like
you
5 or
had
6,
6
yeah.
seconds to get someone to like you, and that to me, I love that. I was like, okay, I gotta make someone laugh in 6 seconds.
Like the
Let's run
ultimate
it.
elevator pitch.
Right.
So in
Yeah,
that,
it's like an elevator pitch, an elevator.
so
pitch. Like,
6 seconds, what was your first Vine that you post, and when you saw the reaction from it, was like, okay, I can fuck with this.
So my first Vine I posted, I didn't even want to download Vine. It was my friend Timothy. We were out just grabbing some ice cream with some girlfriends of ours, and we went back to his crib and we were just chilling, just on YouTube and stuff. He's like, dude, you should get this app called Vine. I was like, oh, I've heard of that. Nah, I just like YouTube stuff. I was making YouTube videos already, so I was like, nah, I'm good on that. He showed me a couple Vines. I was like, okay, fine, I'll try it out. Made a Vine. It was fun. And then over the weeks, I started doing on Vine what I did in class, and that was just trying to make as many people laugh as I could. Like growing up, it would be a bad day if I didn't make anyone
Digital
laugh.
class clowns.
Yeah, literally, that was my goal. But I didn't do it because I could see numbers or followers coming from it. I just did it because I enjoyed it.
But
so,
you can see that, right? On
Once-
Vine early on, you
Yeah.
can see like how it's developing, how more and more people are beginning to follow.
yeah.
And on Vine, were people, could they share those like little 6-second episodes you're making? Could people share those?
What do you mean?
Well, they
Meaning,
were
like,
sharing.
how does it
Yeah.
get around? Like, how does
Well, the thing was
I
that
never on
I was
Vine,
just
so how
making
did it
them.
build an audience.
I was just making them, and then there was this Twitter account called Best Vines, and it had like 500K followers.
Got it. So
And back then, 500K is way
reposting.
more than
A
500K
lot,
now,
right,
you
yeah.
know? So that'd be the equivalent of like probably 4 million right now, 3 million, you know, on a saturation level versus then now. And like, I just randomly hit him up. I was like, hey, I remember it was this kid named Liam Finlay. I will never forget his name. And I was just like, hey, man, I have some Vines if you ever want to check it out. I forgot I even sent that message.
Right.
And then one day, I'm just doing some science homework, and I'm getting a bunch of texts from my friends. Oh, my God, this is crazy. Ah. Everyone's, like, freaking out, and they're telling me to go check Twitter and Vine and all this stuff. Turns out he ended up reposting one of my Vines, and it started blowing up. And then right then and there was when I started promoting all this stuff. Like,
Right.
Snapchat wasn't an app back then to post stories. It was just a messaging app.
Right.
So that wasn't even really on my mindset. My mindset was Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube.
Right.
That's all it was. So then I just started like, hey, go here, and then just started uploading the content.
Yeah,
everywhere.
that's it. Like, because I'll
That's
listen to people
crazy.
be like, oh, what I did was really, the way I did it was I started on here, but then I sent everybody there, and then I used that to send everybody back to there, and then I went, hey, you just like,
yeah.
It's like
Because you
Whichever
can't have your
ways
eggs
of
in
different
one
social-
basket.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
the main
Right.
thing. And I already knew throughout all this, even though I don't want my eggs in one basket, this is still just a short game for me. The social media stuff is still just a short game. Because my acting, filmmaking, screenplay writing, that's my long game.
right.
So I'm just using this.
But
as
it
kind
has
of this-
been, but it has provided like a lot of people.
Oh, for sure.
You know, it's interesting because a lot of people in social with big followings are starting to really just replicate one another. Like there's not a unique vision in it anymore. But yeah, beauty is beauty, cool is cool, flashy stuff is flashy stuff. So people,
What it is.
yeah. Hot's always gonna be hot.
Yeah.
You know
Hot's
what
gonna
I mean?
always be hot.
But
And comedy
a
will
lot of
always
that
be comedy,
hot
which is
not
that's the other
unique.
thing.
But what's interesting about you, unlike a lot of other people, that you built this following, but you have been able to kind of, and again, most of it goes to your determination, your drive, your talent. But you have already been able to go do movies and do shows and actually transcend a little bit. How much of that do you attribute to parlaying the kind of social equity you have? Or do you just say it has nothing to do? Because I haven't know, like a million actors will tell me, they'll go like, I'm up for this part, but I lost it to somebody who had a greater Twitter following, a greater IG following, because everybody, the studios, the networks want people to post.
Yeah, and they
Hey,
also
I'm on
save money
SEAL
on
Team
marketing
6 tonight, you know?
too.
Exactly.
That's why Kevin Hart got a whole different deal for marketing versus him acting in it. Because he's like, my pages are marketing pages where you guys would have to pay this agency a lot of money to get this promotion. Right. I'm technically an agency in this conversation, so pay me that side and then pay me to act, you know? So I can definitely thank social media for so many aspects of like me getting my foot in the door. I definitely wouldn't have had my first film without the followers I had, because they would have just already went with a more seasoned actor.
That's his mic? Oh my God, it's sick. That's hysterical. That's what we got to say.
We wanted him to feel as comfortable as possible. Yeah.
All right, check. All right.
Like this. So anyway, it's good to be here, everybody. You gotta do that. You know, are we good now? We good? Can you hear me? Thank you. Now get out of here. Man, dude.
Oh shit.
Yeah, we're back from our break.
Yeah, we're back.
So we were talking about
So you were
social media
about to
versus
rip me a new one, man.
I wasn't gonna rip you a new one. I was gonna say that what happens is there's this perception that, you know, because what people want is they want to be liked for one thing or you know, and just that one thing.
Right.
Okay, so it's just like, so people think like, well, I'm a great actor, and there's a side of it that's like, two things can be true at the same time. You can have a good following and you can be talented. You know, and so like, you know, and so maybe if you lose out to someone who has a bigger following, don't take away from that person's talent.
Of course, that's what
you know.
I always
But at the same time too, you know, but at the same time too, you have to realize that like maybe this part, it doesn't need to be like the talent. Like this isn't The Godfather 5.
Exactly.
You know, so they're like,
No,
yeah, we're
these
gonna
are
take
all
the cute
co-star roles. They're
Yeah,
all,
that's
like,
what I'm
small
saying.
guest star roles, and they're usually on episodic TV. And it really could be anybody doing that part, and they're going to go for the people with the higher social to do their marketing for.
But what I'm trying to say about Matt is I think that the moment that it started to take off from him, it wasn't like a thing where he was like, wow, what is this? You know, I think he has the brain to be like, immediately he was like, oh, I know how to capitalize on this, right? Yeah, so absolutely. That's what he's done. So what I think is that in that process, I think that he's fully aware of, okay, I have to work on my acting, and I'm going to also use this to like help propel this. Right. It doesn't have to be separate. Right. It's separate and the same, but it's all a feeling, and because the world has changed in this social media platform. 5-6 years ago, all these social media guys, they were trying to be legit in Hollywood. They were like
traditional.
Oh, yeah, I want to be traditional. They were all hitting me up like, you know, hey, you want to be in one of my sketches? You know, because it's Montez from Workaholics, right? And they thought that was like equity and capital. And then 5 years later, they're like, hold on. More people are watching my Vine than that AMC show. Right. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. More people are watching like what I do on the internet, and it's more lucrative. Yeah. Right. So now they're just like, now it's a whole other lane. So now it's film, TV, social media. Right. And it's not, and one's not bigger than the other. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like
it's just you choosing which lane.
It's just choosing which lane. Right? So like
or if you want to go back and forth.
So that's what I'm saying. The world is ever evolving right now. So it's crazy, and the business model changes. I saw an article yesterday. It was like one of those like top 10 dumb business decisions in the past 10 years, right? That kind of thing, right?
How many of them did you make?
And what I know, no, but one of them was
like 9 of them.
One of them was Vine. One of them was about Vine. Right. What happened with Vine and Twitter buying Vine and then it going under, because you know Facebook, the evil empire, you know, they always look and see what the hot thing is,
right? And they try to absorb.
And then they go,
Well, they either buy it or they're gonna build it.
They
right?
go, we're gonna buy you.
Right.
They're gonna, can we buy you? And then people go, no, this is our thing. And then they go, okay.
Okay.
Now we'll do 15-second videos.
Yeah,
and that was the end of it.
And that
Yeah.
it was done.
It was done.
Yeah,
Vine was done as soon as Instagram was like, we're gonna do videos. Bye.
Bye.
Clubhouse had the opportunity to sell for like $8 billion.
And
And we're like, nah, we're just gonna.
And then Twitter was like, okay, we'll just do it ourselves.
Everybody's doing it, right?
For- and,
Everybody's
and by the
doing
way,
it.
and this is a question for you. I think Twitter is still boss. It's the king.
is.
You know why? Because all of these apps have the option to share to Twitter. So if you're saying I want to share to this other app, you're saying that app's the better app.
Right.
You know, this is where people
But isn't
really
it kinda
are.
Facebook and Instagram are the same thing. Don't you
Yeah,
think
yeah.
all three of those have,
But I'm
like,
saying
good share?
Twitter and Instagram. I don't care
Right.
what app comes
Twitter
out.
gets the most pull. We've done,
You know what I
mean?
We've done studies with clients of mine where we've had them promote on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitter brings in more results than both Instagram.
Do you think
and
we're
Facebook
missing an
combined, which is
opportunity
crazy.
having like a Cray Twitter account? Have
There
we
you
even
go.
thought? Look at us.
That's good.
But if
Well,
I
the
had-
thing is, people go to. I mean, at the end of the day,
Marketing garbage.
people go to different apps for different things,
Yeah,
right?
that's for
People
sure.
go to
That is
Twitter for news, for
Right.
updates.
Yeah,
what
that's-
what
yeah.
the hell is
People-
going
What
on in the
about-
world?
TikTok.
That's
I have
what
a friend of mine,
know?
attorney, super smart guy, telling me I need to get my news from TikTok because that's the true news. I'm not on TikTok. Is there any kind of credibility to what he's saying?
Yes and
Yeah,
no, because some people
think
will
so.
definitely
Really?
have this aspect of like they'll do anything to get views for it, so we don't know how
Really?
real
Right.
the news is. But
Right.
at the end
he's
of the day,
making it
I
like
learn
it's
a
the
lot
people
from
on the
TikTok
front
too.
line.
you know?
So I don't have
People
a
on the front
TikTok.
lines are sharing the information to TikTok in real time.
Yeah, but you know, Instagram, they said, TikTok, you want to do that? Well, we're going to start Reels.
Reels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy,
It's the
too.
same stuff.
It's
It says TikTok
even
on
it
the
says
Reels.
TikTok
People are
on the
reposting it.
Reels.
TikTok watermark.
But that's
Yeah,
what
on the
Instagram
Reels.
wants, because people
Yeah.
are, because Instagram would want someone to be like, okay, I'm seeing someone repost their TikTok, so then I can do the same thing. Okay, I
Right.
can get these followers too, and then they're gonna like really push Reels. That's
Right.
why when you go on Instagram, the button in the middle, as opposed to posting, something,
Posting,
it's literally
it's
Reels.
the Reels,
The plus
yeah.
thing is at the top right.
Yeah, it's
the Reels
so-
is like,
it's so-
hey,
yeah.
It's
Real
so
estate wise.
confusing
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
It's
There's
real
two
estate.
buttons. Sometimes when you press that button, it goes to right to like a thing. And you're like, I don't want that.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
Then you have to go to your page. You go, it's another button. It's like
Yeah.
I hate when they change it.
Yeah, too many updates.
But I
man.
just
Too
feel like
many changes.
Reels, TikTok, Twitter. These are still, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Those are the big
They're the
ones.
three
Yeah.
big ones.
I
They're the
still
big
have yet
ones.
to post a reel. I gotta post a reel. I do a lot of stories, but I've
do
never
today.
done a reel.
Post
I
a
don't
reel.
know what the difference is between a story and a reel. I think the reel just lasts longer. Obviously, it's like a permanent story.
Yeah, it's like you could have up to I think 30 seconds of it, and it's just
Right.
more artistic ability or more artistic control.
So
where
I
you
should.
just-
So what you're saying is I should save my best work for reels and my
Yeah,
shitty
I mean
work
Reels like
for
right now,
stories.
like let's say there is
Is there-
an
between
any
my
Is there a
art
difference?
film-
Is there?
between my art film and my crappy TV shows is the difference between stories and reels.
I mean, I think at the end of the day, it's just another way to promote yourself too. You know, if you
Yeah.
do it in a very organic way, like even how we're talking right now, like if there's a cool 30-second snippet from this episode or another episode, whatever it
Right.
may be, that's a reel
reel.
right then.
I think the smartest thing you're saying though too is to try to figure out how to navigate from platform to platform,
Yeah.
taking
Yeah.
advantage of the kind of audience you have on each one, right?
Mhm.
If you said to somebody, "Hey man, you got to go play like Madison Square Garden at the same time," you'll be playing Nassau Coliseum and playing Westbury Music Fair, playing the Meadowlands, or whatever it is now. You know, all these different things like simultaneously, or being able to jump around. It makes a lot of sense. You got to keep gathering more and more audience. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like film is the
involved, yeah.
same way with now, like social media. Like everyone has a production company. Everyone can make a
Everybody,
movie
yeah.
now. Same with music. Anyone can make a song.
Yep.
So anyone can make videos. So it's like there's a lot more competition out there. But as
Right.
time goes on, little by little, how I would say it, the Drakes of the social media will be named. The Eminems of
right.
the social media will be named. Because I've
Right.
talked about this before, but at the end of the day, hasn't been a long game yet to social media.
Right.
Because unlike film and music, where the industry is based on a form of art that has not changed in centuries. You know what I'm saying? Film has been around for so long. Music has been around for so long. And it's all built on this form of art. Not to say there isn't any art on social media, but the industry of social media changes with whatever app is popping in that era. So social media is always going to shift no matter what. Unlike film, well, the only thing that film has maybe shifted was because more people are gaining more money to make production
their own
companies
stuff,
and
right, yeah.
all the streaming services.
Well,
so
But I
I
see
mean, I
it.
think it shifted downward. I mean,
Well, no, but I see it like if I look at my business being a stand-up comedian, it's like, back in the day, you still do morning radio. Like I'm going to Denver.
Right.
I don't know when this is coming out.
This comes out tomorrow.
Oh, well, I'll be in Denver. I'll be at Denver Comedy Works downtown. Check me out. But anyways,
yeah, we're huge in Denver. The crazy.
yeah.
Denver's crazy as fuck.
Yeah, for sure. I was about to say. Yeah, they're smoking weed listening right now.
Right now.
Cray in Denver.
No, but so back in the day, it was like, how did you get people to come to the show? You would do morning radio in that town. They would have an email blast,
Right.
and they would have maybe a phone bank, and that's how you got people to come to the show.
Yeah.
But that relied on the club itself. So the club itself would be a part of the marketing.
Right,
Those
they're the
days,
ones delivering you to the
those
direct
days
right.
are done.
Right.
They now go, well, what's his following?
Right.
On social media, can you post? Can you? So I don't think that social media. I think it is what it is. It is a marketing tool.
That's all.
You know what I mean?
I agree. But
That's
what
all
I'm
that
saying,
it
though,
is
that
a
it's
marketing
always
tool.
shifting. Like let's say right now, Twitter goes bye. That's what I'm saying. Like it's always shifting, but at the end of the day, it is a tool.
Yeah,
for
but
promoting
no
yourself.
matter what the tool is, like I understand what you're saying. I only disagree in this way that none of it's changed. It's all the same. Go to Friendster. It was us posting pictures. Right. Then it was MySpace. We were posting pictures and liking things. Yep. Then it was Facebook. Yep. None of these things are different. But they're not different at all.
Improved versions.
Yeah. They're just like
I agree. I mean, you look at MySpace versus Facebook, but you know where the biggest shift was with Vine versus everything. It created this cult-like following for each individual. Like, there were some people maybe popping on MySpace or Facebook or Friendster. I wasn't on it back then, so I can't fully speak
people
on
are
it.
still popping on Facebook. There's
No,
more
you're
money.
right.
Yeah. More money on Facebook than any of these other platforms.
No, I agree.
As it's shaken out over time, Facebook's become, at least the way I see it, Facebook's like the people you grew up with that are fucking old.
It's a little mature. It's more mature.
It's your
mature.
family. It's a way
Hold
for
on.
your family to keep
That's
that
how us old fucks look at it.
But I'm saying,
But that's not, dude.
Sexiness, bro.
No, because where you are,
I don't know, man.
you ain't sexy on Facebook. Yeah. No, but there are people who are still blowing up on Facebook, man.
I agree.
I believe that people have a ton of fans on there. But
remember Charlie Bit Me, YouTube, and all these things.
Yeah.
Those are the things I'm saying. Like those kinds of.
Charlie Bit Me.
I'm just saying those kinds of things have always happened. Like like at first it was YouTube. Like, it's not new to do short form videos.
Yeah, no,
not
new at all.
it's like minute long videos have been on YouTube since the beginning.
Somebody came out and said,
YouTube's
"Hey,
been a
let's make
mainstay.
that an app right there."
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm
know?
saying. Is none of this shit is new. It's always going to be around, and it's like it is evolving in terms of like what's changed is like how they're using it, and the reason why people don't necessarily blow up the way they did before is because these companies that provide this thing, they're saying, "Hey, wait a minute, you're reaching 100 million people. Nah, we don't want you to reach 100 million people anymore." Like Facebook is like, nah, so you might have you have 4 million followers, right?
Yeah, they gauge it.
They
don't allow you to have,
Yeah,
especially
they
with
do.
how long I've been on Instagram
That
for
shit's
9 years
ridiculous.
now. 9 years.
What I'm saying
they're
is,
gauging what?
What do you mean?
They gauge it as in like you can't reach the amount of followers you have unless you pay for it.
Yeah, exactly.
and
On-
that's
on-
like,
There's been
No,
new-
but actually
there was
paying
a
for it.
fighter
Like, if
that
I
I'm
have a-
came
saying, like,
out
what
and
says, do you
complained
want to
about
promote
that.
this post?
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
It's
You
like that, but
right,
you can
your
also get to
engagement-
other people.
Of course, it doesn't add up. You
Yeah.
look at a picture, you go, I have like almost 20,000 followers. I look at like a post I put up, and it'll be like seen by 4,000 people, seen by 5.
but
Yeah,
that's
they-
how you know what the engagement is. The engagement is usually 1 to 10%.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
10%.
Yeah.
Yeah, something.
Oh,
like that.
little.
yeah.
I think
How
it's
does that
less.
even- How does that even work?
I thought likes were like 3% or 4%.
That's what
of
I'm.
the
I'm
overall
saying. It's
thing.
in that range.
Yeah, it's in that range.
You can tell because you
Got
can
it,
look at
'cause I guess,
somebody.
obviously, not everybody sees everything, but they are aggregating who sees it,
sees
who
what.
doesn't.
And
Yeah.
that's why people aren't blowing up the way they did 10
They
years
used to,
ago.
yeah.
Right.
Because, but look, devil's advocate. If I'm a company, if I'm Facebook, and I go, I'm providing you with a billion people.
Billion.
A billion
Where
people.
you could make money too.
Yeah, I actually make some money on
Yeah,
this.
exactly.
So
I
I
should be able
get
to tax
that.
you the way I want to tax you.
I
Yeah,
get that, but
exactly.
at the same time, it's like, man, I mean, it's like you're not reaching your fans. Like these people are following you because they go, I like Matt.
Yeah.
There's 4.8 million people out there who are like, I like me some Matthew Espinosa.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? I want to see what he's got going on.
Yeah.
And then it just doesn't come up. They don't even realize it.
How the
Right.
fuck do they even feel? 4.8 million people follow you.
Dude, it's really weird. I'm gonna just be honest.
And
Ever
he spent
since
New
I
Year's
was like,
Eve alone.
what's up?
He was alone on New Year's Eve.
Me?
I'm kidding. I'm joking.
Oh, I was like, no, I wasn't. I was with some friends, dude. I was having a rage right now. My ego just got so fragile for
I
a
was
second.
Like, yeah.
He was like, "Who told you this?"
I'm like, who
I'm
told
over
you?
here like, bro.
Hey, he's got 4.8 million followers. He goes, what's that like? I go, and he was alone on New Year's Eve. The comedian looks at me and goes,
Come on.
You're trying.
No,
good work. You will not be joining me in Denver.
Well, the thing is, the numbers really didn't hit me until it became a face-to-face thing. I remember, man, it was sometime in September. I was a sophomore in high school, and I had a little meetup at this nearby mall, and I thought maybe 40, 50 people were going to show up, right? And I probably had 200K, 300K on Vine at that point.
Yeah.
And I'm, like, on my way to the mall thinking, like, man, I hope I don't look like a dummy right now. I don't want to look like some douche, right? So I get tweets from all these people that are already there, like, Matthew, where are you? The police are here. All this. I'm like, what is going on? My parents were already there because they wanted to see it too. So they're calling me like, Matthew, where are you? Things are going crazy right now. The SWAT team showed up. There was 1,000 people that showed up to the mall. My friends from high school showed up just to either clown me or be proud of me. They were ready for either. I was ready for either.
They had two different T-shirts.
Yeah, like,
It's like the Super Bowl champion, or it's like the other.
And right then and there, I remember I was on the second floor. I'm going on an escalator down to the place where I said I was going to meet everyone. And as I'm there, I just see this wave of hundreds of people start coming to the bottom of the escalator, and I felt like that was the longest escalator ride in my life.
Wow.
I'm going down there with the security guard. This is when I'm a sophomore in high school. I was in school earlier that morning.
Is that the moment you were going down the escalator and you were looking at all the girls like, I'm about to get it?
No, I was just.
What is the average age of the girl?
Oh, the
who's
average
waiting down at
the average age was
escalator?
probably around like 14, 15, but I was like 15 at that time too.
right.
So it made
It was
sense.
okay.
He was good. He was good.
It was good.
He was fever.
But I just remember,
But
man.
did you come
like-
down the escalator like this?
At that point, my feet weren't touching the escalator. I was just floating down. Now I'm just
He's like
kidding.
levitating.
Yeah, but no, that was when I really realized. I was like, okay, this is real. This is a legitimate thing. Then Fox News ended up, going to interview me because they had heard a shooting had happened at the mall, but it was a
Right.
video shoot that I had said,
Right.
I'm shooting a video. So word got around so that's why the SWAT team showed up. There's this huge dude with all these M16s and all this stuff. They're like, Matthew Espinosa isn't here. Them getting my name. I'm like, what? And they're like, get out of here, kid. And they're like taking me away. And I have this whole wave of people like following me as I'm like feeling like I'm
then it
getting
turned
arrested.
into a rally. Free Matthew!
They literally put me in this side room in this little hallway in the mall,
With
and
like
then
three of the shoplifters.
yeah, and then I was like, Matthew, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, but
Well, and I've told this story before, but I have to,
you got to, man.
So I actually met
I was
Matthew.
gonna say, how did you guys even?
Okay, I'll tell you. No, I was in mall security. I used to be in SWAT, No, I'd be the mall for sure. I'd be the mall security. I'd be the guy going like, "I'm in charge here," and they're like, "Move out of the way." Yeah. So the first time I actually met Matthew was at a Bieber party. I was at it was Justin Bieber's 21st birthday party. And he was a fan of Workaholics, so one of his handlers, John, was like, he hits me. I knew him. He hit me up and goes, "Yo, man, can you come to this party? It'll be great." And I remember I'm sitting on the couch, and he's telling Bieber, like, "Look who's on the couch," And I'm like, okay, you know what I mean? But he's a sweet kid, He was like, "Thanks for coming."
nice
You know what I mean? Really, really,
cool.
really nice kid. So, and then all these social media people were here because he actually put the stamp of approval for all these guys too, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if Bieber was like, "Hey, this guy's funny." And then you're talking about that guy's got 100 million followers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so they're like, oh, okay, I want to check this guy out too. So then I met him, and then we just kept in contact. 'Cause it was always about that same thing too. You were like, hey, let's do some videos. You know what I mean?
Right.
But then I invited him to a basketball game. So I had Clipper season tickets at the time. It was me and Adam Devine. All right.
Okay.
Me and buddy Adam. So
Nice.
we had season tickets,
Yep.
and like, okay, so here's the thing: when we're at the game. It's pretty like, oh shit, Workaholics, what's
Yeah.
up? And he was way more famous too because he was also on Modern Family. So you
Right.
had different people going like,
Right.
oh my God, Modern Family. So we were always getting like, hey, let's take pictures.
Yeah,
But it was cool. It was chill still, right?
Yeah.
I bring him to the game. All right, we're sitting there. Then the usher comes down. She goes, "Hi, hey, can he go upstairs? Because there's 100 girls up here that want to take pictures with him." And that was the moment I knew I wasn't famous.
Yo, is that really true?
Yes.
That's
Just think about this. All these girls who were just with their dad, obviously, watching basketball, are on the news feed of like whatever, he's posting at the Clipper game. And then all of a sudden it's like, the word gets out and they're just like, "We got to find him." You know what I mean?
But you know what? It's not even
crazy.
Like young girls. He dates girls that I guess it's cool to talk about.
Yeah,
right?
it's
He
fine.
likes to date women that are substantially older than him. So,
Okay,
Pimpin'.
I don't go up to
Substantially.
Yeah, why the word
Yes,
substantially?
yes.
I'm with you 100%.
girlfriend was my
Every
age.
chick I've seen him with,
No,
every
40-year-old. He'll go out with a 40-year-old.
you would.
Ask him.
Stop,
You would.
bro.
I would.
Man.
Okay, well,
And again, you're only what? 22, 23, 24? How old are you?
when I met you?
No, now.
Oh, now I just turned 24.
Yeah,
Right,
it's 24.
exactly.
But it's age appropriate now.
Oh yeah, he's not
Right.
down now.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like I
But it wasn't
don't meet a
always.
girl and I'm like, "You're really cool. Are you at least 5 years older than me?"
of
So
course.
that we
What
can
I'm
date.
saying,
I
what I'm
just
saying,
gravitate
you
towards
are
more
attracted,
mature.
right, to
Yeah.
more mature.
Because
More
he's an
sophisticated.
old
beyond his
soul,
years.
man.
Exactly. I was
Dude's
about
like
to say.
57.
He was there with an older woman.
She wasn't older. She's like, at the time, 20-something, model, chick.
Yeah, I was
super-
18. She was
super
like
cool
24,
girl.
25.
Yeah, she's super cool.
Damn.
No, that's
But
a
he
lot.
was just.
Wait, hold on a
way
second.
younger than I anticipated.
Hold on a second. We can't just gloss over that right
Yeah.
now. No, we're not just glossing over that.
Yeah.
18 and 24, that's a huge age difference.
Right.
Yeah.
That's huge. In that age range, that's huge.
Right.
That's
But she's also, you understand, she's like tall. She's like.
Oh, I think I know
she's-
who he's talking about.
She's somebody you picture when she say, "Come be my boyfriend." I'm like, oh, he's probably dating
Yeah.
some 35-year-old dude. who's
Right,
like
right.
that. And the kid comes out, he's like 18.
A dude like
know
you
what
would
I mean?
walk out and be like,
Yeah.
I
He was
get
like,
it.
and I was like, holy shit, that's her boyfriend. He's like, and I'm like, and he's super, super young. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I think, I don't know what the fuck I think. But I think
It was an interesting
but I
time,
think, like,
to say
you're
the least.
24 and, the last girl was around 30. I think that's like in the range. I think when you hit 40, it's
Mhm.
definitely a thing, meaning like that's like your thing. You're drawn to more sophisticated older
Yeah.
women.
For sure. I mean, even
Yeah.
my current girlfriend now, she's around 4.5 years older than me.
Right.
So, and that just is the way it was. I didn't plan
So
anything
she's
like
renting
that.
the cars.
No.
Right.
Technically, actually, yes.
Cheaper insurance.
Technically, yes. I can't rent a car.
can't rent a
I
car
am
yet.
25. You had me on that one. I'll give you that one. Everything else, though, I can do.
Right.
It's the one time. It's the one. I can't think of anything else. But yeah.
So where did the idea then come? Obviously, you were hanging out with him. You're seeing like, oh shit, he has a huge fan base. Where did the idea then come for you guys to get together to do a podcast?
Well, we'd always been talking about trying to do something,
Mm-hmm.
because I've been a huge supporter. I love his family too. He's got a really great family. Like this,
It
this
sounds like it. I
like
haven't
this
met
is
him, but he
not a
told me
surprise.
quite a bit
Mom,
about
dad, his brothers, his manager. It's that kind of family. You know what I mean? It's very much like a Partridge Family type thing. You know what I mean? So it's like, so I really, I love that about this. So just being around a guy is great. And then we've always had a good rapport. Like, I remember I went to his movie premiere and we had these great pictures together on the red carpet and you just see them and you go, oh, those guys look like they, and so it was Matt that hit me up about, hey, I want to finally do a podcast, and then I was like, I'm down. Like I did.
Yeah, he cut me off. He was like, "Don't even finish." I'm down.
Yeah. I don't want to hear the pitch because he's always pitching. You know what I mean?
That was the opposite. You have to do a podcast.
Even he goes to McDonald's, he's like, okay, let me tell you how we're gonna do this. I want some fries. She wants,
No, when he told it to me, I was like, oh, it sounds really cool, man. So you're doing two at once, though, or did you abandon
Yeah.
the
No.
other one?
I'm still doing my own solo. It's just, it is what it is. I got a small.
podcasts do you think one person could do in a week?
You
Do
know,
do you think you could have 6 different pods?
Doesn't
That's a
Corolla
lot.
have,
That's
like,
a lot.
5 shows?
Yeah, it's
He
a lot.
does? I think
But
he
a
has
lot of
3,
people,
4,
you know what though?
Corolla.
It just
Dude,
depends
He's
on.
like the Diplo of podcasts. He
really
just has a
is,
bunch of different groups, He just makes music
And they
for.
all work pretty fluidly. It's like, how do they all work so
Because they
seamlessly?
can't be the same type of
Yeah,
podcast.
that's
So it's like a lot of these guys have like, I have a therapy podcast. I have a cooking podcast.
Right.
I have a.
At what point
you know,
in the podcast do you have to really know what your podcast is? At what point should you know what type of
Probably
podcast?
right away.
Yeah.
I would hope because you
Because
have a direction.
The
You need a
only shit
direction.
that's been crayon on our podcast is the 3 of us. Right? And it's been going for like 10 weeks of trying to figure it out.
No, but you guys got it. But that's the thing. It's like, so like our podcast, what I enjoy about it is we do stay on point, because it's called gen to gen. So it's my generation, his generation.
Right.
Just like older, younger, sharing and learning from each other.
Right.
So that's easy to, like, when we're in the pocket, then we know what we're about to talk about. Whoever our guest is, if we have an older guest on, then it's like me and this guy rapping about this and him asking questions like, how'd you guys do that? What's a dial up? What's dial up? You know what I mean?
What's a beeper?
Yeah.
What's a beeper?
That kind of stuff. So then we can just talk about the differences, but it's like it's
very appropriate though.
But there's a lot for us, our age range, to learn from these younger guys, because, and then without being like crotchety about it, you know?
Of course,
Yeah.
of course.
Without the get off my lawn attitude, because that's what separates. Because it's so fluid. It changes.
I've always had friends of different ages. I mean, it's crazy, but I think like just even the three of us are all like 10 years apart. I'm the oldest. He's middle. He's the youngest.
I don't even know, how old are you?
I'm 54.
Oh, you're just a little bit older than
I'm
me.
46.
Yeah.
Yeah.
34.
I still
yeah.
got hair and shit on my
Yeah,
head.
yeah,
I have no
Just
hair.
like-
It's all right.
Right, so we're all like we
Yeah.
kind of like we have like that anyway. But I totally agree with that. I think even if looking at it from the perspective of how much social change we've gone through in the last decade, and you talk about dating, like when we were younger versus dating now, and etiquette, and what can you do?
Our age.
What is the appropriate way to behave?
You know what the thing is about our generation is that I always say we were the guinea pigs. We were the guinea pigs of all this new stuff. We had the first of all that. We had the first cell phones. We had the first computers. Right. We saw the first, downloading of music. And we had Audio Galaxy and Napster. We had the first, we went from, even in the entertainment business, we went from black and white headshots to color headshots. Right. We went from taking, pictures and cameras to, everything's digital.
We
went from
digital.
To digital. Yeah. We went from having magazines to, so, what we see is, it's hard sometimes for us because we have one foot in this old way, and it's like, well, this is how we did it, and then these kids, they don't even they don't even think about it in that way. They don't even know how to intercommunicate with people. Right. It's everything's texting and everything's all this stuff. We had to call people on the phone. Yeah. We had to argue with our brothers and sisters and be like, I'm on the phone. You know what I mean?
Mom, get off the phone. I'm on the other line.
We had 976 numbers.
Years ago with Andrew Dice Clay, I'm sure you.
I know
Dice,
Andrew,
it was really funny, man. Like I'll say, it's 10 years ago, 12 years ago, I was going through a divorce, and I get this call like, "Hey, Andrew Dice Clay wants to call you, right?" I'm like, "All right, cool." And he'd been on Entourage. I'd met him a bunch of times, but super loose.
Johnny's Bananas.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. Yeah. So he's he calls me up, right, and it's small talk, bullshit, and this and that, yada yada yada. And I'm like, so what up? He's like, "Look, I want to make my case for why I should be on Boardwalk Empire." And I'm like, shoot, and he tells me this whole thing, I grew up here. I knew this one, I knew that one, this the way it's that. I was like, yo, that's awesome, bro. I think you should be on the show. I have nothing to do with Boardwalk Empire. So he's like, what are you talking about? I thought you produced it. I go, nah, that's the other Jew. That's Steve Levinson. I go, I got nothing to do with it, right? He's like, you'd be fucking kidding, right? So we start bullshitting. And like I said, I was going through this divorce. And I said, man, it's just fucking, he's asking me what's going on in my life. And I say it's crazy because of the differences that I was seeing after a 9-year relationship. And I'm like, when we grew up, it was you would call a girl's house, the parents would answer the phone. At this time, everything was some Facebook Messenger conversation.
Yeah.
This is even pre-Instagram. So this is before that's popping up, but it's all social. And I'm like, you could really tell a lot about a girl from the pictures you're seeing, what the lifestyle's like, if they're partiers, And he was like, slow down. And our conversation was obviously a little more reverent. And he just took all the shit and he used it in his stand-up.
No.
All the shit about the waxing, everything. And he would hit me up from places. He'd be like, we just killed him in Idaho. It's so awesome. And the best is, he gets back from the thing. And at the time I was at Gold's Gym. And I see him walking up the stairs. And I go, yo, Dice. And he turns around and he looks at me and goes, how you doing? And he keeps going. I go, yo, it's Rob Weiss. And he looks at me, he's like, oh, I go, what'd you think? I was a fucking fan?
Yeah. Piece of shit.
I like Dice. He's cool as fuck.
Oh, he's a shit. He's so dope.
But the changes are crazy.
It is crazy, man.
But they're welcome. A lot of the changes I think are amazing, in terms of the power dynamics, right, of the world. And, I'm not like a social justice warrior, but I support it. You know what I mean? And I support the kind of evolution and change. And it's interesting, as a father of a 5-year-old, to see the kind of world he's going to grow up in.
Yeah, it's totally amazing. I mean, even if you think about, even in terms of like race relations and things like that, I mean, if you think about like a person that is, like you're 24.
Yes.
Okay, so he's 24. So he grew up as a kid, there was a black president.
Right.
Like as a kid.
Right.
As a kid. So it's like, so if you're a kid, if you're 8 and there's a black president, and then you have everybody around you, you hear about race stuff, and you're like, wait.
Yeah.
There's a black president.
Yeah.
Just no idea about like how fast race relations are moving and how unfortunately it stays the same in some areas.
Yeah, that's
it's like when you look at like that ESPN documentary about OJ, it was so interesting to see like 50s, 60s about the police brutality.
Right.
That was happening then. And then it's a thing that's happening still today.
Right.
So there's things like that you just go like, like where are we still the same? Where have we advanced? And then there's other areas where you have to ask yourself, like, what do you want kids now to think about? Do we want them always to be aware of race differences? Or do we want them just to be like, just live and everybody's the same? It's so hard because older people are like, well, I remember how it was,
Yeah.
It's really hard, right?
It's very hard.
It's so hard. I'm as a person of color too.
It's supposed to like advance it and do better.
But it's hard to advance when there's so much information. Like that's the difference now.
That's the big problem.
Yeah, there's just so much. We're inundated.
So we could talk about the positives of it, but
Information
the
overload.
fucking the bots and the trolls and the fucking information.
I mean,
and
it's the whole
fake
world.
info, the fake news that constantly is hitting you in the face. And what the fuck do I?
Yeah, we don't even know what to believe anymore. And
What's
that's
the conspiracy?
there was
What's
a great
the truth?
documentary on Netflix about this. The guy that was talking about, how what social media is doing to society.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It was an amazing
What was it called?
documentary.
The
Social dilemma.
social.
I mean, the
Right.
thing is that I think there should be more ways to, for lack of better terms, either regulate it or set some form of rules. Because at the end of the day, when you see a post about COVID, for instance, at the bottom it says, this post could be misinformed about COVID. And it says, take you to then this link to tell you. So how come if someone posts something racist, sexist, misogynistic, how come it doesn't say, hey, this post, how come the AI of Instagram, of Facebook, Twitter doesn't say, hey, this post is sexist, racist, misogynistic. Are you sure you want to view this? If you want to view it anyways, here's information on how to not be a racist, how to not be just like how they're doing for COVID, because they can do it.
I think it should go even before that. I think it should.
Yeah, no, they have warnings.
No, I'm
for
saying
some
I don't
videos.
think it should go like, I don't think it should go, don't view this. I think it should say, do you want to post this?
Oh, yeah.
That's more important.
You know what I mean? It's like I say some stuff and they go, this feels kind of racist.
Yeah. No, it's crazy because I can post a picture of my wife breastfeeding our kid and my shit will get flagged, and then I get a message saying I gotta take it down.
Right.
But just I can stroll and see somebody's butthole. You know what I mean, on another post, and it has 100,000 views and likes, and it's still up.
Yep.
So I don't even get that shit.
Well, that might be a comment on your wife's titties, but I'm just saying. It may be more about that.
Why did you feel the need to share that? I don't
You know what I'm saying? I mean, no offense to you. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and whose butthole is up?
Yeah.
Where's the butthole? I ain't seen no butthole.
And did you take the butthole and then look at your wife's titties and be like, well, I kind of get it?
How'd the butthole look?
I mean, at the end of the day, when you're watching on TV, there's a parental control, things to do that. On Netflix now, and Hulu and all these different things. So, and I talked about this with you. Why isn't there a rule book of like teaching your kids, hey, this could be wrong, this could be wrong, this could also be right. This, or are we just throwing them into the lion's den saying, have fun.
Yeah.
Whatever you see is whatever you get. For me, I'm the youngest of 4,
It's
so I was
confusing,
growing
man. It's
up
very
listening to
confusing.
Kanye West on my way to 2nd grade.
Right.
So still in my mind, I know which words I'm allowed to repeat and which words I'm not allowed to repeat because my parents told me, yes, we're allowing you to listen to this because you're downloading all the music from the same computer as your brothers and sisters, but know what you can say and what you can't. And because of that freedom, it allowed me
with my
to.
Son too, with my 5-year-old.
I mean, that freedom.
He heard some shit in a DMX song, and he was saying something. What'd you say? What?
Because they're gonna mirror
Your
regardless.
Your kid was
They're
walking
gonna
around, stop! Stop! Settle down over there!
No, he said,
No! Rough Riders roll!
crazy shit. That freaked me the fuck out.
I mean, I've heard the quote, strict
But he
parents
doesn't-
create
he doesn't-
sneaky
No.
kids.
No way. He's five
You know?
fucking years old. You know?
Yeah. No, but I've heard the quote, strict parents create sneaky kids. So you just got to give these kids the freedom while giving them the tools and
think
understanding of like,
exactly-
hey,
Correct.
you can't say this. Treat other people with kindness. Treat them how you want to be treated.
Yeah.
But we're going to give you this freedom. We're going to trust that you can watch
the right
this and
decision.
listen to this.
Correct.
Like I was watching
It's
Family
not
Guy.
about what they, but it's no. You hit it the nail on the head, which was you can listen to it, but it's an understanding of what you're hearing, what you can.
What is a
repeat.
time and place?
What does something mean? Right, but you don't know until you cross those bridges,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Until you
yeah.
get to those places. I agree with you, though. You don't want to deny your kid anything and create somebody who's sneaky. Like, don't deny your kid candy because then he'll overdose on candy as he gets older. But I agree with you. So I think it is like a little bit of like, extending a little bit of rope and license for them to explore.
Well, I mean, this is also like be a parent.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean that's the thing
Right.
too. It's like
Yeah.
just be a parent.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Be
like
present,
I
right.
remember I used to work at a school. I was a basketball coach too. You know, I remember I had this parent. The parent would come up and say to me, "I'll never forget this." She was like, "Coach, what are we gonna do about his grades this year?" And I was like, "We."
Yeah.
Am I at the family dinners too?
No, but I was like, you have 6 teachers, a guidance counselor, you. How about I work on free throws and layups from 3 to 5, and then you handle everything else. You know what I mean? And then that same lazy parent, so then like I remember this. Report cards come out. Report cards come out, and like it's the league opener. The kids are in layup lines, and this mom comes out. He got bad grades. She's in front of the whole gym and everything. He's off the team. That's not gonna happen on my watch.
Oh, she went the humiliation.
Yeah, she's like,
tactic.
it's not gonna happen on my watch. Apparently, you ain't watching shit. you know what I'm saying? What are you watching? Because he got bad grades. So what's been happening? Like this idea, like I hate that. I used to hate that. Like you taking the kid off. What responsibility are you teaching him? You know what I mean? Like so, I remember saying this today. I was like, okay, so you gonna take him off the team, but does he still have a cell phone? Does he have a TV in his room? Is he playing video games?
It's just
How about you
distractions,
take away
man,
all that shit?
Yeah.
And then we'll work out our punishment, but he's letting down his teammates.
Right.
But you know why they don't do all that? Because if they take away the phone,
They got to deal with
It's
him.
more work
they
for
got to
them.
deal with it. They got to be a parent.
You gotta be a parent.
Do you have kids, Eric? You don't, Eric. You got kids?
No, not yet. But I've worked with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I get it. But yeah.
I know
no.
this. I get it
No,
because
no,
I was
no.
seeing all this.
I'm fucking. I mean, I'm already hearing from my son. Like, I don't. He's only in kindergarten. He's like, I don't want to deal with homework. I don't like homework.
Yeah.
And you're like, listen, it's something you have to do. It's going to help you get everything down the road in your life by teaching you how to do the work. And you can't always, do everything you enjoy and not do things that are,
Well, they
And
say
hopefully
they
you
should
will
put,
enjoy it. Hopefully, it'll be
right
fun stuff,
before you about to conceive, a little like COVID warning should come up. Do you want to be a parent? I'm not sure if you're equipped. You know what I mean?
No, it's a lot of work. I think it's a lot of work, and I think I think unfortunately, not everybody has the kind of advantage of having be entirely free of stress in their own lives, where they could just turn all their attention to their kid.
Yeah.
It's tough.
So a lot of these families that are coming into a gym could be single working moms, could be families that are having other issues, and then it's like the kid doesn't want to do the work.
Dude,
He's
I think
easily
back to
distracted.
when
It's a fucking headache,
I
man.
think about when we were kids.
Yeah.
I always think about this. Like we didn't have the internet, none of this stuff. I think to myself,
I still didn't do my work though.
I'm saying,
I was a D minus
but I'm saying if
student.
I would have had the
was worst student
internet,
in the world.
I would have been a monster.
Me too. Yeah.
Are you saying you would have done better or done
No,
worse?
I would have. I'm saying I would have been a monster. I don't know how I would have like the access you have to things and like.
But it might have made us. It might have made me a better student because I'd be learning,
We had
just absorbing.
encyclopedias, man.
I know, but
we had to go to the library.
No, you had to open your Encyclopedia
My
Britannica,
father was the
Britannia.
only person in our whole family that had a full set of encyclopedias.
Yeah, we had to
That was
really.
every
What do you
volume.
mean? They would show up at your doors and try to sell them back in the day.
Yeah,
People
man.
were just like everywhere. They'd be like, "Oh, you need those
Yeah, somebody
encyclopedias."
knock on your door now. You gonna call the police?
Yeah,
Can
yeah.
you imagine somebody just showing up
Yeah,
at your place? Like who? Like
It's
listen,
crazy, right?
I don't even like when people just
Yeah.
call me without checking in first.
Yeah. No, the door.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I called him yesterday to just see how you. So he's like, "Wow, you called him? You did not."
No. All I'm saying is, check in.
Check in.
Yeah,
Don't show up.
the appearance at the door is shady, man.
Yeah, don't
It's a
show
little.
up. Check in.
We're no longer in the
I don't
days
even
of
listen.
just
I don't even
appearing.
like when somebody sends like a 2-paragraph text.
Oh, I hate that shit.
I'm
Like
sorry.
oh no,
Sorry.
off the
I do
off
that.
the jump. You just send 2 paragraphs of text off the jump,
Yeah, but
and
who
then I
does
write
that?
back something like, "Okay." They're like,
That's-
"That's all you have to
that's
say."
Yeah, what you have to say?
I didn't want to be in this conversation.
That's somebody who's mad at you. That's a girl. That's a girl who's confused with somebody who's
No,
mad.
but check in. Hey, can you talk right now? Yes. Then send me the 2 paragraphs.
I don't even want 2 paragraphs. Just like say, yo, I got to talk to you. Can I call you? Like, I'm talking about just in conversation with somebody. Like I'll never do. I don't like
yeah,
that.
me neither.
Like
Short
and even if it was like this, and then they write back that, and then I write back this, and then they write back. Then I'm like, yo, it's got to go to call, man. Like, it's just
Yeah,
enough,
at that
you know
point,
what I
we're
mean?
like trying to match each other on how much.
Yeah, it's just like
But-
it's too much. Unless you wanted his evidence. That's it.
That's what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
But like when you arguing with your
He's
chick,
like, yeah.
I think texting is good because
Right.
you can go back to. Let's go back to the court minutes.
Yeah.
Can we read back to the court minutes?
Bro,
here?
you know what that? You know what that?
Paragraph 6,
That's
text
great.
4. You said.
And how does that, Eric? How does that work out for you? How does that
works out.
perpetuation of going into the minutia? Because
Yeah.
at that point, usually when it goes to like, you didn't say that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what you said.
said.
Yeah.
If we're really focusing on what you said, when I get to that point in the thing, I'm usually so fucking checked
It's-
out.
you're
My
already
heart
done.
rate's like at 140. I'm like, you know what, man? You're right. I suck. Let's just fucking move past it, and I'll try to do better in the future. You know.
But listen, something like catfishing was invented because people are so stupid.
I was
Like-
catfished. What do you mean? I
We-
got
we've all been
fucking
catfished.
catfished. Dude, it was epic, man. I got catfished for a
I got
weekend.
catfished
I got
once
catfished for
before
2 days.
catfishing was even,
I think
like,
I've been
popular,
catfished,
like,
like,
once.
Same thing.
Me too.
I got
You wanna
Well,
know
we're
what's so
old school. We
crazy?
all the
You wanna
old.
know what's so
If you-
crazy?
If you over 40, you've been catfished.
I dated a girl.
Tell your story.
But even before this happened to me, I had dated a girl, successful model, actress. When I first started dating her, she was like, "There's something you should know about me. There's all these news reports online about me." Somebody had basically impersonated her. It was a guy with a high voice, impersonated her. And she was like a successful guest model, lingerie model, all that stuff. And he was bilking guys. And at the time, she was only the real person, was only like 19 years old. This impersonator would call guys and be like, "Yeah, I really want to see you, Joe. I'm stuck in the Bahamas. Can you send me money?" Another guy sent her a dog. And it basically came up because she was with her family leaving a restaurant. Somebody came up and was like, "Hi, so-and-so, it's me." And she's like, "I don't know you." He's like, "I sent you that money." And then all of a sudden, these pieces start to come together. They find this guy. I forgot where he was living, but he got arrested and did like 3 years in jail.
Only a guy.
So she tells
I'm
me this.
saying only a guy would think a beautiful 19-year-old
Yeah.
on the internet is in love with them.
Yeah. It's really sad, man. But they're like basically,
It's not
basically,
sad. It's not sad.
it was
It's
hundreds.
pathetic.
Yeah. Well,
It's
sad and
fucking
pathetic. Yeah.
pathetic.
Right. So basically, this is like, she tells me to start. I'm like, holy shit. Then she shows me the doc, Catfish. And I'm like, wow, this shit happens. Cut to years later, my dad was like dying of cancer. He just had this like brain tumor out. I don't even know how this happens, but at the time, I think I was on like Twitter and Facebook. Somebody followed me on Twitter, and I'm like, I recognize the name. And I'm like, why do I know that person? I realized it was somebody that was already a friend of mine on Facebook. And this person had been a friend of mine on Facebook for a bunch of years. Super cute girl who was like, goes to Columbia Med. But I never like spoke to her, never really engaged, but she was just there. It was like a friend request you accept. So I follow her back on Twitter. And I can't even remember the name, but
then it
even
began.
when the whole thing, yes. So when the whole thing unravels,
I love you
then
too.
you start to even think about the name. It didn't go like that.
Just
Bro,
admit it, motherfucker.
Bro.
You know what's funny about this?
Bro.
He said
I love
he's
you,
trying to-
baby.
He's trying to ease into it. I didn't really know her, and I recognize the name. No, your dumbass thought you got a hot chick, and you thought you was gonna get some.
I always listen.
Admit that shit. Own it.
I will. Listen, in my defense,
We had a-
motherfucker,
we had a
all
Senate
the women
hearing
I
right
date,
now.
all the women I date are beautiful motherfuckers.
Here we
So
go.
let's just go like that. Let's just go like that. But here's the thing. No, I'm super casual, man. Listen, I'm like this is going back 10 years ago. I'm like everybody else, like, hey baby, conversation. At first, it's nothing. So I just follow the girl back on Twitter, and I get a, oh, hey, Rob. And I go like, oh, hey, you're like the cute girl, goes to Columbia. You're on my Facebook. And she's like, yes, I am. Chat, talk. I'm like, I got to go to the hospital. My dad just got a brain tumor removed. He's got like water on the brain, or he's got something called hydrocephalus. She's like, yeah, water on the brain, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, yeah, you're in med school. She's like, in the conversation, I'm on Twitter. I'm like, just text me. This is on a Friday, right? So now we're texting all through Friday. Bullshit. Saturday.
When did you go to Western Union?
No, listen. It's not a money thing, bro. Bro, it's worse. Bro, it's worse than money.
Yeah. So yeah, he had to wait till Monday.
Yo,
she needs this $3,500.
Bro, it's so much potentially worse than money.
Okay.
It's literally worse than somebody trying to get money out of me because the person didn't ask me for anything. By Saturday, I'm at some party. She's texting me, and I'm like, I'll just call you. I'll drive back from some party at like midnight. I talked to this girl on the phone for like 3 hours. This story sounds, oh, my parents are in real estate. My dad's got a fund.
Wow.
We originally lived in like DC, like all this shit. And I'm like super smart, you know, cute, cool. By Sunday, she's like, and I'm like, me and my friend are starting to write the script. She goes, come write it in New York. Come to New York. My parents have this townhouse.
Oh my God.
Check this out. It's empty right now. You and your friend could stay in the townhouse. Right? Me and my buddy, I go, Steve, you want to go to New York and write this thing in New York? He's like, yeah. This is like, my dad is like sick. I'm just like, at this point, you just like want to fucking run and get away for a couple weeks, a month, or whatever. And she's like, yes, come, blah, 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 blah. Monday, my assistant's literally working on plans for me to go to New York. Dude, fucking see a girl. I don't even think they had FaceTime back then. This is like 10 years ago. So we weren't FaceTiming. And she's sending pictures, and even though she's sending pictures, I'm like, oh, she's really cute in this one. I'm like, God, she looks like a little unlike that one, but I guess it's just an angle or a light.
Oh!
Right? Like, no, they didn't look alike fully. And I'm like, what the fuck? So Monday, I'm literally thinking I'm going to go to fucking New York, right in New York for a couple of weeks, hang out at this girl's like empty townhouse. An ex-buddy of mine, a buddy of mine at the time, comes over and he's like, I understand, who is this? I'm like, I don't know. It's some like random girl that I met on like Facebook, Twitter. You know, she invites to New York, this and that.
That's your skeptical
He goes
friend.
like this. He goes, yo, he's a sick, shady motherfucker, this guy.
Oh, so he recognized it.
Shady, he's the sickest. He's probably one of the sickest humans on the fucking planet.
Right.
We're not friends anymore, but he's a sick motherfucker, right? And if you're out there, motherfucker, you know you're sick. And you know I'm talking about you, sick motherfucker. So anyway, he's like, have her send a picture, hold the sign that says, hi, Rob. And I go, holy shit, that's fucking logical.
Yeah, you need proof of life.
Yeah.
Send today's paper.
Yeah.
Send today's newspaper.
Yeah. So I go like this. I'm like, hey, baby. She's like, hey, baby. And I'm like, listen, do me a favor. Take a picture. I'll hold the sign that says, hi, Rob. She goes, yeah, of course. No problem. I go, yeah. She said, of course. No problem. And he's like, oh, okay. Yeah. So we're waiting. Text comes through. It says, yeah, I don't really want to take a picture right now. I call her. I go, who the fuck are you?
Who the fuck are you?
The phone's on the table. Me, this guy, my buddy who's going to go to New York with me, standing around. She's like, Rob, just take me off speaker. Trust me, there's an explanation for everything. And I'm like, yo, who the fuck are you? What's true, what's not true? Where's the apartment I was going to stay at? She's like, it's 221, blah, 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 blah. This guy's got, the crazy guy's got access to a database. He had his computer with us at the house because we were working on something. He types in, he goes, that townhouse in New York is owned by an Asian screenwriter. He bought it like a year ago. And I go, your parents don't own that place. She's like, okay, listen to me. And it was just like pivot. I go like, what are you, like some random like weirdo in a basement in Brooklyn who watches Gossip Girl and has all this lingo? Like who the fuck are you? So like it just turns into like some super uncomfortable. I'm like, I shared my dad's illness with you. You know what I mean? Like, but like, and I'm like,
but the idea.
I said to her, I go, you had me coming to New York. I go,
that's
what the fuck?
Yeah,
I go, what would have happened? I would have got to the airport with my buddy, and you would have been like, look, I have something to tell you. I go, what the fuck is this? I go, listen, homie, check it out. Lose my number. Never call.
Check it. I'm gonna lay it down for you real
Never
quick.
fucking call me again. Rob. Click. I wake up the next morning. I shit you not, man. I wish I remember the name of the person because I'd look it up. It's probably still saved on the cloud. There is a text from her that says, I could not tell you this. Oh, yeah, like her dad's name with the font that didn't exist. Everything was live. We were looking up everything. She's like, I could not tell you this. My dad is ex-DEA. We are hiding from the
She's still
cartels in New
going.
York.
She's still
Bro,
keeping it up.
I mean,
still going?
bro,
keeping it up.
my dad was like hiding from the cartels. And I'm like, oh, my fucking Lord.
my
Yo,
Like
that
that's
was
gonna
my
wait,
dad.
wait, wait. Like
I got
that's
that.
gonna make you go. Like that's gonna make you go. Oh, okay.
Oh,
Well,
babe,
yeah,
okay.
we're on our way to New
In
York.
that
so
case,
sick.
yeah, in
You'll
that
see tomorrow
You know
morning.
what, man? The real reality is, like, like I think, especially like a decade ago, I was far more trusting of a person than I am now. In certain ways, I've become more
Cynical.
cynical, but more vulnerable because of the 5-year-old son. I am
yeah.
softer and sweeter. But I also
Really?
Yes,
This is
but I
softer
also,
and sweeter?
Yeah, but I also recognize I have less time on the planet. I have less time
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
planet
yeah.
now than I had 10 years ago. And I want to spend my time with my 5-year-old, not your bullshit, not you, but your
Yeah, I feel you.
bullshit.
Yeah.
And I don't want to fucking deal with that. So that's created that kind of level of a little bit of a barrier and a little bit of cynicism. But it is fucking epic that
Dude,
fucking
let me-
chick
can I
got
tell you
over on
something?
me for the 2
But
days.
let me tell you something.
And this kid showed up and just fucking squashed it in 90 seconds.
But
Yeah.
but that
Yeah, I
kind
know.
of thing is like when people are like, what is it like? Not habitual liars, but there's like a
Pathological.
pathological liars.
Pathological.
So they're
Sociopath.
sociopaths.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a similar thing like this,
Yeah.
but it wasn't a catfish. It was like a buddy of mine. He knew this guy. The dude was a psychopath. He was he lied about everything. All right, he just like
Is his
if he-
name Scott?
No, but it was like if he was like if if you were calling him and he would say like, let's say he was at Jack in the Box, but he would still say, "Well, I'm at Taco Bell." He was that kind of liar.
It's a lie that doesn't need to be a lie. It's like,
Yeah.
if you're going
Right.
to lie to me, lie to me. I saw this on a podcast.
Yeah.
King Batch was talking about this. He's like, I don't need a little lie. Like, don't lie to me saying you're on the way. Just say
Yeah.
you're at home getting ready still. Like,
Yeah.
why even lie at that point?
But
Yeah.
this
Or
guy was such.
I've told that lie.
He
and I'm
was
not
such.
even a liar.
No,
I mean,
no,
I
we
got
all have
5
it.
minutes
But
away
these
when I know
liars-
damn well I'm 25.
No,
We
but
all have it.
but these liars though, sometimes they have the ones that are the worst when they have a little bit of truth. Okay,
Right.
so this guy, he was a musician, so he was on like the American Idol band. Like you could see him on TV, you know. So that's how my friend knew him, you know, because his wife was in the business. And okay, so this guy says to us, I will never forget this. It was Michael Jackson's 30th anniversary in New York.
Oh, Madison Square Garden. I
Yeah,
was there.
Madison Square Garden. This guy tells me,
It's not going to write itself.
Yeah, it's not
yeah,
gonna write itself.
this guy tells me and my buddy that he's Michael Jackson's musical director, and he's gonna get us tickets, and we'll be able to go see this show. You just gotta get to New York and go see this show. So I am ready. My first concert I ever went to in my life was a Michael Jackson concert at Dodger Stadium, the Victory Tour. You know what I mean? So I'm ready to go. I got my glove. You know what I mean? I'm you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I'm just, dude, listen. Everywhere I am, I'm doing the Thriller dance for no reason. You know what I mean? I'm at McDonald's doing the Thriller dance. I was ready to go flossing too, like going to see Michael, you know? So a week before we're about to go, and then my college roommate was gonna let us stay with him, and he was like, "Oh, I got to get a couch," and so he's going through changes. Okay,
He's shopping.
my buddy's shopping. All right, so then
Futon shop.
here it comes. A week before we're gonna go, we already got the tickets to go, and my buddy, I say to him, "Well, do you got the tickets yet? Because are they special? You know, because it's like 30th anniversary. Are they gold or some shit like that?" He goes, "You know what? I actually haven't heard from him. Let me call him and ask him about the ticket." He calls him, and then the guy's like, "Hey, I don't got the tickets yet, but don't worry, everything's gonna be cool. Just go to New York." All right. 2 days before we about to leave, the guy's wife calls my buddy. She goes, "Listen, I'm so sorry, but he isn't Michael Jackson's musical director. His girl calls my boy's wife.
It's actually Bubbles.
And just reveals the whole thing. The guy's just a liar. Now this is the part that got me. This motherfucker said, "Just go to New York."
Yeah,
Just go.
sick,
Like,
sick.
are you kidding me? Like, what was he gonna say? And we were gonna be I'm gonna be at will call in my Thriller jacket, like, Erik Griffin. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
sure.
then they would have been like, nothing. Like,
Yo, you would have spent, I'm telling you this, you would have spent every dollar you had in the bank on
kill
scalp tickets.
Oh, dude.
No, on scalp tickets.
But I was
at that point, once you're
furious.
outside,
Yeah,
you would have
you're
been like,
there.
I'm seeing this fucking
mentally-
show.
I'm
I
seeing
don't
this
care if
show.
it costs me 10 grand.
But the point
course
of it
it's
though is
horrible,
that
man, yeah.
the point is that they need to go with the lie. So like the point where we would have got to New York and he would have said some shit like, "It's out of my control," and because.
Or I had the tickets, but someone higher up than me
The
said there was
funniest
capacity.
thing
didn't see
about
the show?
this is when the whole lie, in my case, unraveled. Everything was obviously a lie. I can't
Right.
Listen, what I'm saying is I
Yeah.
can't remember what the girl's name, but it was the name. It was two fashion designer. It was like Chanel Armani, but it wasn't really that.
Yo.
But it was
Bro,
like
how did
it
you
was
know
like-
oh my
that?
God.
Wait,
Chanel,
I
Gucci,
dated-
Louis
I
Vuitton
dated
the
a girl
third.
how cute was she, motherfucker?
Yo,
It was so.
dated a girl
That
with
wasn't
that
what it
name.
was. It was like no, it was Cavalli. It was like something Cavalli. It was like it was ridiculous. When I looked at it afterwards, I go, oh, it's like straight up Gossip Girl bullshit. It's like it was
weird.
ridiculous.
Gossip
man.
Girl fan fiction.
So I'm gonna tell my cat before there was Catfish. My God bless my late cousin Andre Harrell. He had a live operator. So when you would call and nobody was there, she would pick up and she would say, "Hey, Harrell residents, what's the message?" Da da da.
Got it.
So after talking to this young lady for quite some time, you know, we built a rapport. So I would call her.
Wait, I understand. You were the operator,
No, Andre had a live operator. So
but how did it? Who talked to her for a long period of time?
I would call her and say there was a number and say
The operator.
the operator,
Got it.
the
Sorry,
operator.
Okay, I get it. I thought it was somebody calling up. Got
No,
it, okay.
so he had a live operator.
Yes.
And if somebody called for you and left a message, she
She
had
would call and relay it.
and she would say, "Hey, O'Neal, such and such called
Yes.
this time in regard to da da
And
da."
then you're getting all flirty with the operator.
I'm getting all flirty with the operator, and I was like, "Listen, we've been talking
Just
for like,
ain't shit. You ain't shit.
I'm like, we've been talking for a couple years now." I was like,
Right.
"What do you look like?"
Yeah.
She was like, "I mean,"
She's like, I'm hot, baby.
she was like, "A lot of people say I look like Selma Hayek, but I have blue eyes."
like, come on.
I'm like, yeah, I'm like, you know what? I'm like, where do you live? She was like, I live in Brooklyn.
How fat was she?
I said,
'Cause I know where this is going.
Yo.
She big as a
Yo.
motherfucker.
I would love to know the girl I was talking to for those like 72 hours.
yo, I
look
said,
like.
where do you live? She said, I live in Brooklyn. I said, you ever been to Junior's Cheesecake Factory? She said, of course. I said, well, let's meet there. Yo,
Yeah.
I don't like cheesecake, but
yeah.
let's meet there.
But I like blue eyes.
I like, yeah.
Yeah. So he see one fat girl at the table. He looking around for the blue eyed girl.
Carrying the slice of New York cheesecake.
Yo,
O'Neal
Where
really
you at?
had high hopes.
Like super high. I was like
yo,
walking
dude,
with a smile on his face.
Yeah, he thought it was gonna be dusk till dawn. She's gonna be on the thing.
dude, this, I'm parked. This girl comes and knock on the window. I swear to God, she didn't look fucking human. Like, she was a mess. A fucking nothing. Selma Hayek. She had on blue contacts. She was fucking Dracula. It was crazy. So she's knocking on the window. She's like, O'Neal. I'm like, I'm sorry. I don't know what you're talking about. I said, no.
You said you're not on
I said, I'm not O'Neal. So she was like, no. She was like, O'Neal. I was like, no, I'm sorry, I'm not O'Neal. So
She's like, I fucking know you're O'Neal.
so look, so she was like, oh, sorry, my mistake. So the next day I called, checked my message. She was like, hey, O'Neal, what happened? I was like, some shit happened with my family. I couldn't come. She's like, O'Neal.
You let her off the hook like that?
She said, O'Neal, I talk to you. She's like, O'Neal, I talk to you every day. I can close my eyes and I know your voice.
Oh man, now I feel bad.
She said,
I
I
don't.
knew it was you. She said, I knew it was.
You should have had a picture. You should have done it like this. Hey, bitch, this is Selma Hayek. This is Selma Hayek. Let me Photoshop some blue eyes on this bitch. She don't look nothing like you. You a nice guy. You let her off the hook. Are you kidding me? I would have got out the car and stand on my roof. Does this monster look like Selma Hayek?
We are so canceled, bro. We are.
Are you
Done.
kidding me?
This is the final.
You do. She told me.
Good 11 episode run.
She said, I talk to you every day. I know your voice, even with my eyes closed. She said, I'm sorry. I'm not what you wanted me to be. And it fucked me up.
Oh man,
Can I tell
that's
you-
why I felt bad because I knew. That's
Wait
what
a
was
minute.
coming.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. No.
It's
Devil's
like that-
advocate
No.
over
That
here.
taxi
Stop
episode.
it. She, not what
She
you.
misrepresented herself.
Thank you.
Yes, she
If
did.
she would have said, you know,
She
know.
said, "Look, I don't." If she said to you, O'Neal, you're not going to be prepared for what you're going to
Yeah.
see.
Then you would have been like,
would've
oh,
been
I
prepared.
actually got exactly what you said.
Yeah.
She said Selma Hayek with blue eyes,
Yeah.
and I'm supposed to feel bad? I'm supposed to feel bad that the lunch lady showed up with bad contacts?
Oh, man.
Like, come on, dude. That's she did you wrong, dude.
Hilarious.
She did you. And you know what?
Listen, that's a form of catfishing too, man.
Yeah.
I think that the whole catfish thing is just
Misrepresenting yourself.
it's a bait and switch.
It's
You'll
a-
never
yeah.
believe something exists that plays into.
Yeah.
In my head, I go, oh shit! Here's this cute young med student who's from a wealthy family, knows all the fucking Gossip Girl kind of lingo, and I keep referring to that.
Yeah.
Because that's what the time was, you know what I mean? Where it would just be like,
But he should.
but it was all bullshit.
But here's the thing too about this story. You let her off the hook.
I also heard.
You know, no, listen. You let her off the hook because you went like this.
Uno reverse.
No. He said exactly. He said, "No, it's not me." That should have been the end of it. She should have went, "Okay, I fucked up."
Yeah, she.
But no, but she had to go. I know it was you.
Yeah. She
And
did.
let me make you feel bad that I'm hideous.
Yeah.
I was like, man, that's messed up right there. That's how they do it. He tried to do the right thing. He tried to bow out gracefully.
Yes.
It's crazy
he did,
too
he did.
because you don't want to be presumptuous and a fucking douchebag and go, let me see a picture of you. How do I see what you look like?
Yeah.
So you know when you're walking into this,
It could be.
you're rolling the dice.
But the
rolling
times
the
are
dice.
changing now, where you're just gonna be like, "What's your Instagram?"
Yep.
Yeah.
You
Right.
know what?
I mean,
So
look,
like,
I'm not
I feel
going
like
on a blind date with anybody. You know what I mean? That's not happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when somebody goes like,
like,
that's
oh, you-
somebody should meet. I'd be like, yeah, okay, what's their name?
I met my chick on Instagram.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but I always
Yeah, I mean, I've been
I
like-
tell
yeah.
people like this though. It's like you just get off it right away. Like I invited her to a show
Yeah.
right away. I say, yeah, I'm performing tonight.
Yeah.
You know,
Come through.
Just come through.
Yeah.
And then if they
Right.
do that, then you're off of it and you're ready to go. You're
Right.
off on
You're
another
off.
Yeah,
world.
of course,
you know what I mean?
of course.
Because- But if you stay in that world, then you have the ability. See, in the back in the day, it would be like, you couldn't send pictures. So somebody would be like, well, I'll have on a red sweater with
Right.
a rose in my hair.
Right.
So then you could just be like creeping, like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And when you see a monster, you're like,
I mean, that's like that Office clip where Michael is getting a coffee and he's like, "I'm not Michael," and the girl comes up to him because he didn't like how she looked,
Right,
and then the
right.
guy's like, "Coffee for Michael," and he's just standing there. And he's like, "Coffee for Michael." And he's like, "Hot chocolate with 2 extra squirts of caramel." Michael, this is your coffee.
That's great.
life changes. It's
Oh
different.
my God.
Well, that's the great thing about social media now. I was
Yeah.
saying this to Matt too. It's like now we have a dossier. Like before, when we'd be
Yeah.
at a bar or something, how great would it be if you could walk up to somebody in a bar and be like, "Yeah, can I see your folder?" You know,
Yeah.
and you had to show, and then you were like, "Oh,
Do
you went to."
any mutual friends.
Yeah.
with
Oh
them?
my God. You know Jim?
Oh, we have 50 mutual friends. You know Rachel too.
This is where you went to high school.
Yo, the
But
mutual
before-
friend thing's a big thing.
Yeah.
'Cause that shows you what lanes to kind of go down.
Yep.
But
It
you
gives you a little
also.
insight into the person, you know?
But you also know what your friends think about you by who they try to set you up with.
Right.
Like I can't stand that shit. You know when they go like,
but
she's
no-
so cute, you're gonna really like her.
Yeah, you're like-
and you get there, you like, this is what you think.
This is what you think of me?
Right.
Yeah, this is what you think of me?
Yeah,
Right.
I always say I'm just cute enough where people think their fat girlfriend is gonna be like, I'm good for them.
Right.
That's right where I'm at. You know
Right.
what I mean? I'm right where they like, oh, you gonna like her? She nice. And I gotta be like, I
Yeah,
mean,
but do you guys,
really?
do you have guy friends that ever set you up? None of my guy friends ever set me up.
Yeah,
I don't
they
have
knew
any
better.
guy friends who want
You're
to
right.
Now
set me
that-
up.
yeah, now that I think
know,
about it, I
none
feel like
of
only
them
girlfriends
girls.
of mine have set
They're like,
me
you
up
know what I
with
mean? They
their
want to keep
girlfriends.
everything for themselves, you know?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, guys are just.
I hate setups. Like that.
I don't like setups either because then there's expectations. I like going into things clean
Yes.
slates, like what
Yeah,
happens, what
yes.
happens, what
Yeah,
doesn't,
I
what
don't
doesn't.
like. I never get set up. I don't want to be set up.
But it's
I
not
don't
even
want
a
anybody
clean
introducing
slate.
me.
But it's not
I
even
don't
a clean
Like I
anybody-
met a
yeah.
lot of girls on Instagram. I actually just like it's kind of crazy. My buddy's one of the founders of Raya. I never been on a dating app. I want to say like 4 or 5 months ago. Went to dinner with a group of people. Ian Ziering, actually, that guy from 90210, was like, "You guys on Raya?" We're all like, "No." He's like, "I'm sending you all friend invites now." So we're like, "All right, like,
Yeah,
you know."
Ryan used to be good in the beginning.
Right. So that's what everybody said. So
Now it's just
I
Dutch
I literally
hookers.
signed up then, but I didn't go and like fill out the thing till like 2 weeks
Why
ago.
Dutch?
It's so fucking weird. Yo, he's right.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yo, he's
There
right.
is-
Yo, check it
there's
out.
like a
He's
wave of it.
I'm looking for friends, and she's like, I'm in Germany. Like, bitch, I ain't flying you out here. Like, what are you?
Bro,
like,
what is with that? The craziest thing is, so I go on it literally like a week or two ago, probably like 2 weeks ago. I don't understand how the app works, so I called my buddy Mike, who's one of the founders of it. He's like, wait, what? Hold on, let me go look at the app. I don't really understand what you're talking about. He's like trying to figure out because he doesn't even fucking look at it. even though he created it like a decade ago. I finally figured out how to navigate it. They keep sending me girls. None of the girls are in LA. They're in like Denmark.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm like, yeah, I'll heart that shit. I mean, if she can figure out how to get over here. I connected with some girl who was in Chicago, and I go, hey, hey, what up? How are you? Whatever it is. She goes, she's like, I'm just currently looking at job opportunities in LA so I can move there.
I wish it could be like.
And I'm like, oh, and I just went LOL. Like I'm like I don't know. Like for
You know
me,
what
I just,
happens,
but I
man?
wanted to try it.
On
You know,
every app, on everything, it starts pure, and then the people get to it.
Yeah.
Because now on Instagram, I get these messages from a chick who has 0 posts, 6 followers.
but
What
they're
the fuck
fake.
is
It's
that?
fake accounts.
Hey, where you from?
I know.
I'm like, fuck off.
Yo, it's fake.
I get
It's
crazy
not really a
shit.
chick.
Just
though.
get to your website. I always go, just
No,
send me the
it's-
website link,
Yes,
and I'm
no,
not
it's
going to
bots.
click.
It's just bots, bro. I get those all the time.
And you
It's
ever,
just
did
bot
you ever
bullshit.
get on Kick?
I was gonna ask you guys.
What is Kick?
So
Kick?
Kick is a
I was never
messaging
on
app. That's what I was on to the
No,
point
I'm
where
not on that.
it was even on my Instagram bio. Like, hey, message me on Kick.
Really?
Kick
Yeah.
turned into just straight up. It was just bot central, and they have these bots that are connected to like some sort of computer algorithm because you can have a full on conversation.
Yeah.
So then I figured it out. It'd be like, "Hey, it was good to see you last night." And I'd be like, and I would just write back. I'd be like, "You didn't see me, bitch. Fuck you." You know. and then they would write back like, "Oh my God, right?" And it would be like, "We should go to dinner on Saturday." And like, I go, "This
Bro, I
works
get-
on people."
Bro, don't you get all those on WhatsApp also? I get them all the time on
Yeah.
WhatsApp. Like pictures of Asian girls like, "Hi
Yeah.
Robbie, hi Robbie, it's Lily."
I'm like,
Like,
"Bitch,
what the
I
fuck
don't know
is that?
you."
You, man.
I just had that when I was like, "I don't know you."
Well, yeah, I don't respond. I'm just like, all right, ridiculous.
No, I
ridiculous shit.
like to go in so I can screen cap the whole stupid conversation because it's a funny thing.
It
It's a
is.
funny
Yeah.
like back
It
and
is,
forth
yes.
until they get to oh, here comes your website.
Yeah.
I'll be like, who buys this bullshit? Does this work on anybody? Then they get mad.
Yeah, I mean the thing is,
All
even with the
these apps
scam
get
calls, there's
botted
there's all these YouTube videos of like people who are really good at computers scamming the scammers. So like what they'll do is they'll try to take over your computer and then like they'll do whatever they do. But then people who are getting scammed know that they're getting scammed, so they do it right back. And then I remember one time they brought up the camera of the scammers, and now the people can see their own selves on their own video camera that got brought up from the person they're scamming. So now they're immediately like all freaking out. You can see the whole call center.
Really?
Dude,
That's sick.
they're
That's sick.
scamming the scammers.
No, that Social Security
Yeah.
one is
Great.
fucking
Dude,
bananas,
it's
though.
I
So-
almost got it was like a couple years ago. I got a call. It said Apple.
I thought it was
Oh yes, they do that.
Apple.
Yes.
And normally it'll be like 647, so I'm like, oh, it's fake. But it said Apple. Huh?
Yeah.
You know, your account's been compromised. You need to do this on your phone. And I'm like, and I almost, I went into my settings. She's like, you need to turn that off and do this. And I'm like, why do I have to turn that off? And that's when I started thinking about it. Then as I'm on the phone with her, I Google like the whole Apple scam call,
Yeah.
and they're like, it's a whole thing. And I immediately hung up on it. But I was
Yeah, that's all fucking
See, I get
scams.
I get a weird
Everybody
call.
gets that. Everybody gets that copyright shit on their
Everything. Give me the keys to the
Instagram
kingdom.
too.
Take it.
so close.
The copyright, like my buddy called me up. He's like, "Hey man, what's this copyright shit I just got?" I was like, "Dude, if it's really Instagram, they'd email it to you."
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
Oh,
it doesn't
yeah.
come in your messages.
I get this fucking call like
Yeah.
3 a.m. every morning. Shongchai, Shongchai. Shongchai, Shongchai.
What's that?
I don't know what the fuck. Like,
I'm
what,
singing you a Chinese lullaby.
At 3 a.m.
That sounds like.
for years.
Come on, bro.
I know who
It's
that
like-
is.
years.
You know who that
Yeah.
is? That's Blue Eyed Selma Hayek.
I mentally abused this fool for the next 10 years.
No, I'm serious. Like, I'm like,
You are in
I'm
the
like,
radar
yo, I'm like,
forever now.
I'm like,
You-
hello? Shongchai, Shongchai. I'm like, who the fuck is
No, it
this?
sounds sexy.
Is
though.
it a new number, or do you just decide to not block it
Yeah,
just
dude,
for
I was about to say,
curiosity
you not block
purposes?
it.
No, dude, it's like blocked. Sometimes it says New York number. It's like weird, but it's like this Asian person.
Just block the number, man. I think he wakes up every day. He's like, here it comes.
Yeah, I think that's like.
No, I got terrorized by these chicks, man. Like, remember the girl I told you about? I played the Barry White for.
Yeah.
Dude, so around the time I'm hanging with that girl, I start getting these calls, right? And this is before I even had cell phones. So this is like late 90s, like around 99, 2000 or something. And my home phone ring, and I just answer it, and they'd be like, hey, piggy.
What?
The water's in your pants. And I'd be like, what? They'd be
What?
like, the water.
Piggy?
Hey,
Piggy,
piggy, the
piggy.
water's in your pants. And they would just be like, rah, rah, piggy. Like, and I was like, what the fuck is this? You freak me out, right? Like, this is going on. And I'm dating this girl. And I'm like, oh, somebody's like cranking
Some
me
like
weird
Manson
shit.
family type
Yo,
shit
that's
right
what it
there,
was like,
bro.
right? So fucking, this goes on for days. I'm like, hello. Hey, piggy, oink, oink. And it's like a group of girls, like just doing the shit, like fucking with me. And I'm like just getting really, really disturbed by it, you know? Fucking, and I'm always trying to, back in the day, what'd you do? You hit stars, what was it?
67.
Star 67.
7.
Yeah, then they had a block for that. You know?
Yes, they had a block for it. But one day after a week, I fucking hit it. And I go, they're like, a studio.
Where was it?
They didn't block it. One time they didn't block it. I star 67, and they're like, studio. And I'm like, is so and so recording there? This is the girl I'm dating. Yeah. I'm like, can you patch me through? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, somebody answers the phone. I'm like, hey, can I get so and so? She's like, hey. And I'm like, it was you. This whole time, it was like a fucking horror movie. I'm like, for the rest I go,
What
Piggy, the water's in your pants, and they just hear people cracking up, like all these girls. Her and her friends, this girl I was dating, was torturing me for a fucking week, fucking with my head.
Why?
Why though?
Because they just thought it was funny. I was dating her.
It was like
She
a
just thought it was
sorority
funny.
prank or something?
I don't know.
Like
They
an
just thought it was funny.
initiation
Yeah,
into
like,
the friend group.
Well, how long did you date her after that?
We didn't really date. We were more like homies.
Yeah, I knew
We
it.
dated.
Yeah, plot thickens.
I
Piggy.
was like, I used to go out with some girl. We'd break
Was
up.
this the
like,
Cartel girl?
the Cartel. No, this girl was legit, but we were just more friends anyway. But we dated for like a minute. But
Oh,
I don't know.
this episode
But it's
gave me a
crazy.
fucking
Yeah.
headache.
I've never laughed this much in an episode
Oh my
before.
God.
We
Is that
definitely-
true?
This is the most we've ever
This is the
laughed.
most-
Yeah, he's good. I put this guy up there with the JB Smooth, the funny shit, right? JB had us fucking pissing.
Yeah, J-
So did Eric, you know?
Well, make sure you guys check out Jen to Jen, September 15th.
Yo, I can't fucking
Yes.
wait for your guys' pod,
Yeah,
man,
yeah,
you know?
Gin to gin.
A lot of good.
You know, it'd be cool if we did like, you know, every few months we just mashed him up and you let
Yeah,
us
yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know, ride his fucking carpet ride of 5 million followers and your ability to be fucking
I like
funny.
that. I like coming
Yo.
back to talk more and
Yeah.
all that stuff. So like,
No, I love it because I want to talk about the acting and the transition from that into the serious
You want
shit
to come
too.
back and get
and,
cray?
but yo, this was a lot of fucking
Yeah,
fun,
this
This is
man.
dope. This is really
You know?
dope, man. Super excited for this
Thank you
episode.
so
Awesome,
much.
guys.
Thank you
Thank
guys
you
for
so
having us.
much, Eric
No, this was-
Griffin,
this
Matthew
was fun.
Espinosa.